season, and one thing I really love is when things are in season, except for ticks, of course. It is also tick season here, and I just have to say one little thing about that before I get started, which is that before we moved here, we moved from Vermont, and everybody was warning us about the rednecks. They're like, you gotta be careful because you're gonna have rednecks down south. Well, nobody warned us about the ticks, and there are ticks everywhere. And I can tell you right now, I would much rather be faced with a redneck than a tick. Because rednecks, you can see them coming. They drive pickup trucks, they're big. Ticks are these tiny little things, they're sneaky, they're quiet. And they take one look at my head and they're like, forget the dog, we're going there. But I just wanted to say that, yeah, in season stuff from the farmer's market, great. But if you're gonna move down south, you need to just remember that about the ticks. Okay, so here we go. I have to refocus after that little tick thing. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to use teeny tiny spice garam masala in a way that you might not think of using it. We're going to use it in a dessert. We're going to make a rhubarb compote. And compote is essentially just stewed fruit with a little sweetener. I'm going to use maple syrup. You can use sugar. I just don't tend to use sugar in my cooking. So we're going to... Okay, so my pan is heated. I've got about a bunch and a half of rhubarb. So I think it's about 1.5 pounds. Not sure, but anyway, just take a big bunch of rhubarb, chop it up. This is super easy. I mean, it's hardly worth calling it a recipe. 2 teaspoons of garam masala and a 1/4 cup of grade B maple syrup. You can use more sweetener if you like. So we're going to cook this down. Now, the great thing about compote is that you can use any fruit. So we're doing rhubarb today, but you know, you can do apple, strawberry, any berries, pear, peach, whatever you like. So it's the same process. You just cook it down until it's all broken down into a nice kind of thick, fruity compote. So our compote is done, and as you can see, it cooked down quite a bit. This is what it should be like. It's nice and thick. There are still some little pieces, but they're really soft. So now the thing about compote is that you can, a lot of times it's served warm, like with ice cream or over a cake. What we're going to do is chill it and make it into a parfait with some whipped cream and blackberries and mint. So it's going to be a really pretty dessert as well as delicious. Okay, so our compote is chilled. I put it in the fridge for about an hour to 2 hours is plenty of time. So it's nice and cool. So I'm just going to put together the whipped cream, and then we'll do the parfait. So to make the whipped cream, I'm going to actually add a little bit of garam masala to the whipped cream. So I'm going to whip the cream, put in about a tablespoon of maple syrup to sweeten it, and a little garam masala. That looks great. Whipped cream is so easy. Alright, so we're going to put this parfait together. This is the fun part, making it look pretty. So I'm just going to fill this about 1/3 full maybe, just till it looks good. Then we're going to put the whipped cream on. Get a nice big amount. I don't know if you can hear the cows mooing in the background. Those are our neighbors. Okay, and then I'm going to put some blackberries in here. Yummy. I'm going to put in a few around the inside as well, because everyone wants a few more blackberries, right? And there we have the most beautiful, delicious dessert, and so simple to make.